Yeah. 2. Yeah. Aye. I'm jacking the beat, you calling the cops. The yapping is cheap, I call you the ops. The rapping is heating, it's all cause of pop. You get a leak for the ball, get a drop. Feel like I'm wrong when I double it back, cause I'm making it harder to catch that. But I covered the ticket, I call you to visit. You tipping and hit up the cash app. Baby girl, been around for it, yeah. In the old days, I was stuck in old ways. Never really trying to flip the old page. Young man tripping at an old age. Thinking I was flicking, had a low wage. Late the bro days, then a slow praise. Thinking it'd be different, it would gon' change. Then it really didn't, it's a cold game, yeah. Ay, all I really wanted was the money in the pocket. Got over money, but the money ain't the topic. Like Bill Doe and the money gotta stop it. Kid need food and the whip need juice. I'ma get these views when the
Why they party? I'm in here grinding. Money I'm stacking. Why they rock diamonds? I can't relate to them, ain't my shit common. I set a goal for me, 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
What it do, baby? It's your partner Dale, looking old, so fresh, cold, clean. You see that thing, baby? Take that damn picture for you, mom and them guys, and welcome to another edition of the Countermoves Podcast on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Guys, do me a favor if you could like and subscribe if you're finding value in the content I'm actually prescribing. Hey, it's good stuff, man. And again, share, guys. Tonight's topic is going to be really good, guys, because it's in the sports realm, and we know we love sports, guys. I'm gonna dive right into it. Again, share if you could, and subscribe if you get some value. Now, I'm diving this real quickly, guys. Man, there is a topic that has been that I grew up on because I played college basketball, and it was around payment of college players, right? And when I grew up, the Fab Five was big. You know, Jalen Rose, Jawan Howard, Jimmy Jackson. You know them, baby. And what happened is these cats was getting it, man. And what happened is I watched a documentary on them, and these guys was broke. I mean, in college, guys, we getting ramen noodles, hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make it. And but what shipping them out was the University of Michigan and the NCAA was actually monetizing all the apparel. They were selling cologne. They were selling their jerseys with the names on the back. I mean, the NCAA was making hundreds of millions of dollars on the Fab Five. And it also happened in football. It's even kind of worse when it comes to football. In other words, the NCAA and these universities were making money hand over fist on these players. And so what actually happened is the players got kind of fed up with that because they're putting their bodies on the line, right? Getting a full ride scholarship, which is great, but they were being monetized, right? And so they came up with something called NIL, which stands for name, image, and likeness. That's what it stands for. NIL deals, and the NCAA passed that and approved it as well, and it took off. And man, did it take off, man! It is something. Well, a lot of players that are good start getting that bag. And to be honest with you guys, to be honest with you, so someone that actually played college basketball, and people that are new to play high level college basketball as well, this payment to players was happening behind the scenes already. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Players were getting paid already, right? To be honest with you, my cousin played college basketball, and he was getting paid while he was playing for a Division I school. So this is not uncommon. They just now, well, not now, but a couple years ago, made it somewhat so legal in the NCAA realm to where players can now make money off their name, image, and likeness, which stands for NIL. Now, the question I have for people is this here is now that people getting this bag, are NIL deals a slam dunk or a foul? We're going to examine the student athlete benefits of this NIL deals, man, because of the fact that there's been some commentary pro and against it. And a lot of the commentary has been pro it, and I agree with the pro because of the fact that I believe that if you out there putting forth the effort and put your body on the line, right? Yes, you have a full ride scholarship, but at the exact same time, there should be some profit sharing in play from the NCAA and the university and the player that's actually because the player is actually driving the revenue. That they're driving the revenue. So I agree with the NIL. I agree with that 100%. But the question I got to ask is it benefiting the athlete or is it hindering it right now? Well, let's dive into those that are new to this realm. Let's dive into what is an NIL deal, all right? Well, Coach Prime has been very vocal on this. Also, Coach Nick Saban, the greatest coach of all time, Nick Saban has been very vocal on NIL deals, guys. So let's bring in Coach Prime. He's going to break it down, guys, and I want you to listen very clear to how he breaks it down because he makes it real plain because there's been a lot of spinning going on what a NIL is and what it is not. So watch what he says, man. He breaks it down, and then we're going to see why this came up again here in a second. Here we go. Let's dive into this real fast.
Well, because NIL is not really what you think it is. All these kids aren't getting NIL. These kids are getting collectives. Okay, collectives is if we took an offering up in this classroom, we passed the bucket like a church, and you put it's collection plate, and you put your collective in, and then we say, you know what, we got 10 players up here, and let's divide that. That player right there should get $10. That player right there should get $20. That's a collective. Yeah. NIL is a name, image, and likeness. Since I got time today, I want you to tell me how many players in college football that you've seen on commercials.
Listen to.
I got time today. Let's go.
Listen.
How many?
See Travis, Shiloh, Shador.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget the kid from USC, right?
Yep.
Right.
Caitlin Clark.
Who?
Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Go next. Haven't seen it, but show me that commercial. But everybody's talking about NIL. Right. Say NIL. That's all you've seen. All these college athletes, and you named 5 people. This is not NIL. This is not the day of NIL. That's what it's supposed to be.
Listen.
But it's collectives.
Yes.
And that's where it went wrong instead of staying right. I wish it.
So what Coach Prime is saying is he's saying that the NIL, that play was a good play because it allowed for the athlete to make money off their name, image, and likeness. I agree. But he mentioned something that was very clear when he said this is not NIL, these are collectives. All right, collectives. And he actually described that. All right, let's keep going real quick. And I'm going to prove to you that I'm in Dallas. There's an actual major college in Dallas, right? They're pretty good in football and basketball. And they actually are paying collectives. Now, here we go. Let's do the Coach Prime. Here we go.
Wish it was NIL so the kids could earn it, because now you got a ball for a CEO to invest in you. You think I'm going to have, just say, $100 million company, and I'm going to invest in a college kid that I don't know nothing about, and he could be in a deer in a headlight and get drunk after the game, and now my company brand is on it. There's no way.
Yes, sir.
So you kind of wait till those kids kind of prove to you that they can handle the light, they can handle the stage, they can handle the opportunity. Then you may afford to give them that. But we're talking about collectives, and I'm.
So what Coach Prime is talking about, he's saying the issue that when it's come to paying of players now is not the NIL structure itself, because the NIL structure itself positions the player to prove his worth on the field or the court so that a company can then invest in that player, because that player can then drive the valuation or drive sales for that company from a marketability standpoint to reach more eyeballs, more customers. What he's saying, how it messed up is the NCAA kind of did a swerve move, and instead of having NILs, which is present, being the only game in town, we now have collectives. Now, what is a collective, guys? Let me show you what collective is real quickly, right? Real quickly. I'll show you what an elective or a collective is, and I'm going to use a real live college football team. All right, here we go. This is, guys, from Sports Illustrated. All right, Sports Illustrated. This is SMU. It stands for Southern Methodist University. Right? They're in Dallas. They just left the American Conference. Now they're in the AAC. All right. I'm sorry, the ACC. Sorry. Same conference as Duke and the UNC Tar Heels, guys. I want you to see this real quick. Can I get a little bigger here? No, I cannot. Here we go. All right, cool. Now, I want you to read this real quickly here. Boom. All right. I'm going to get rid of this real quickly. Boom. Here we go. Now, this is collective. SMU football and men's basketball players receive $36,000 annually in a collective payment, not an NIL payment, a collective payment, guys. That's what they're receiving. It says SMU football received the death penalty in the 1980s for paying its players, but this is an entirely different era. Now, in the age of name, image, and likeness, this is not what this is. Do you see how they lumping this into name, image, and likeness? But it's not. It is collectives, because they're literally paying a stipend or a salary to a player. So it's a guaranteed $3,000 a month going to each player, right? And they're not employees of the university. They are I believe they are 1099 contractors, right? Because one of the rules is you cannot be an employee of the university, a 1099 contractor, right? So what Dion is saying is collectives is what got it wrong. Name, image, likeness was the right standpoint, and I agree because it positioned the player to have to prove himself, sell himself. I agree with that. Let's keep going real fast, guys. All right. It says a group of SMU boosters. Here we go with them damn boosters again. Has formed the Boulevard Collective, right? SMU, guys, is in a place called Highland Park in Dallas, right? Highland Park is one of the most wealthiest cities in the nation. Jerry Jones, Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Cuban, damn near all the Cowboys stay in Highland Park. Tony Romo. If you have a name, you stay in Highland Park, right? So let's keep going. Again, collectives. He says a group of SMU boosters has formed the Boulevard Collective, which intends to spend $3.5 million annually in NIL compensation for athletes. That's actually wrong. You see what they're doing right there is they are lumping in collectives into NIL. I believe that's purposely. All right. I believe that's purposely. Now, what Dion is saying is by having a collective type of scenario, you would de-incentivize the player to go out and perform because they're getting a guaranteed check every single month. These guys are getting $3,000 a month. Now, they got to pay taxes on that money because it's a 1099 contractor, but they're making $3,000 a month. A lot of these players are coming from impoverished places. Not all. Some of them are. So, and you're going to see how that's going to factor in to the financial IQ of those receiving the cash. Because remember, they got to pay taxes on this money. They're a 1099 contractor, not an employee of the school. Right? So that is what Dion is saying, that the collective is where they got it wrong. Now, let's look at the NIL. Let's look at the NIL player evaluations. Right? They actually have this itemized out, guys, on the valuations of each player. Look at this, man. This is off the chain. And I kind of love it a little bit. Here we go. Let's dive into it real fast. Boom. Here is that's not what I wanted. Hold on one second, guys. Boom. Here is the NIL evaluations for the players. Here we go. Boom. Now, look at this. This is on one NIL. This is what a lot of these like Sports Illustrated was using. They use this as a source. They have women's top 100, NIL top 100, whether you are women or men, right? College football NIL rankings, college basketball, high school football. High school football players are now, they have NIL deals. in high school. This is crazy town, guys. Now watch this. Here are the NIL rankings per team. They have data per team, per conference. I mean, this is crazy. Now watch this. This is NIL entirely, whether you are a female or a male. Watch this, guys. Shedeur Sanders, his valuation is $4.7 million. Bronny James, $4.5 million. Livy Doon, I don't know who she is, but $3.7 million. Arch Manning, he played probably 5 to 10 snaps last year. $2.8 million in valuation. Crazy. Travis Hunter, he's a dog, right? $2.4 million in valuation. Quinn Ewers, he's starting over Arch Manning. This cat, man, his valuation is $1.9 million. Do you see this, guys? Now watch this. Let's go over to the females. Females, here we go. Boom, females. Come on, females. Boom. Livy Doon, she's LSU. I don't know what she does. Does she run track? I don't know what she does. Something. Again, $3.7 million in valuation. Floje Johnson, LSU guard, $1.2 million in valuation. She's up $35,000. They are evaluating players now. Actual players now. Look at this. Paige Buchers, I don't know who you are. That's all good. She plays for the UConn Huskies. She's a baller. $2.6 million. Well, no, hers is undisclosed. Look at all this here, guys. Look at this here, guys. Let's go back. But this is what's going on. They actually have players, guys, evaluated like they're stocks or real estate because they are assets. They're assets. Now, how did Travis Hunter, how did Shedeur Sanders, how did Bronny James get this valuation? Simple. They proved it on the court. They proved it on the field. That type of valuation I have no problem with at all. The reason why is because of the fact that this is based off of the production of the student athlete, right? The collective is just somebody who's paying $3,000 a month. SMU is considered a smaller school compared to the big boys, like North Carolina, Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama, Auburn, hell, all SEC. All SEC. So those are the valuations of these players, guys. So here's the question. Why is this being brought up again? Because I thought this was settled, right? Why is it being brought up again? I'm glad you actually asked, guys. Boom. We're going to go back to Deion Sanders real fast. Deion has a message, guys, for the NCAA. And I think it's a strong message, and I agree 1,000 with him. I agree with him. Listen to Coach Prime as he speaks this gospel. Here we go.
Hey, you got a little problem. Let me explain. See, with the NILs, which really ain't NIL because there ain't no name, image, and likeness, it's just pay-per-view right now. That's what they doing to the big boys. Little boys, we can't compete with that. But anyway, you got a problem. See, when you start paying athletes like they're professionals, you get athletes acting like they're professionals.
Yes,
and you don't have staffs large enough and equipped enough to handle a young man with money.
Yes.
Let me go deeper. Handle a young man that's making more money than some of the coaches on staff. You got a real problem. So I suggest to you to allow college teams to hire more qualified
There we
men,
go.
That can handle these young men that's getting this money.
So guys, that was a great question by Coach Prime. Great question. We got some commentary on Instagram. No one is against kids getting paid. We want them to get the bag. What has happened is the NCAA has allowed for a different structure to be lumped in under name, image, and likeness called collectives. Collectives is someone getting paid a monthly payment, like a salary or a stipend on a monthly basis. Now, what Deion is actually saying, which I agree with as well, is he's saying that by you really not having NIL, naming image likeness by itself, to provide the environment for the kid to prove himself on the field, so that a company can invest in them, right? Like a Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders or a Bo Nix or a Flo J. Johnson, which is fine. When you actually have collective, someone getting paid a certain amount, therefore a salary on a monthly basis, this incentivizes the child to actually go out there and perform. And now you may say, now, LaDale, why is that the case? I'm glad you actually asked that question. Here's another thing, guys. Now, here's Stephen A. Smith, guys. Right? And I'm bringing this up, guys, because of the fact that something actually happened and Coach Prime ripped into his kids. I want you to listen to why he did what he did. And it centers around NILs, but really so much collectives, not the NIL itself. We like that structure. Collectives getting paid a stipend. I'm not against that at all. We're going to walk through how we can properly get this thing structured. But watch this, guys. Here is Stephen Smith. He's going to talk about what actually happened real quickly. Here we go.
Before I go to the break, let me transition to a far more serious subject, please, because I think it's important to touch on, to be quite honest with you. I want to touch on a little college football.
Okay.
And my man, Primetime Deion Sanders.
Okay.
The head coach of the University of Colorado. Coach Prime was pretty pissed off and called out his team following complaints from professors about certain players not engaging in class.
Stop right there. So what's going on now, guys, is what Stephen A. is saying is he's saying that a professor, which is normal for Coach Prime, right? He gets an update from professors a lot, reached out to Coach Prime about student athletes on the football team not paying attention in class. I mean, it was a bad report. Bad report. Let's keep listening. Here we go.
A team meeting, Sanders openly criticized his squad, even singling out specific players by name and reading excerpts from the professor's email to him. Here's one example. Quote, "This semester," this is from the professor, "has been extremely challenging for me as a professor. I have never felt so disrespected in my 10 years of teaching. Students do not follow even minimally.
Wow.
And it slows down my class so much. They make it clear that they don't want to be here. They have very little personal responsibility, making me responsible for their grades. For the students who do want to learn, it has been a bad experience as well. Since they have to work on breakout rooms and to distract the students do not bring anything to the table.
Wow.
I often have to repeat the same 3 and 4 times because student athletes are present, but not really in class."
Wow.
Coach Prime has been preaching about the importance of accountability and responsibility to his team since day one. I can vouch for that myself.
Yes.
Deion believes that a sense of entitlement has infiltrated the Colorado football program and college football in general. Listen up.
Listen.
I often have to repeat the same 3 and 4 times because student athletes are present but not really in class. You present, but you ain't really there. You on the field, but you ain't doing nothing. You in a relationship, but you ain't got no love. You at the mall, but you ain't got no money. Got a lot of ability, but no darn talent. Because you don't think. Guys, you're gonna get something out of this. You're gonna be a man or you're gonna be a great football player. Since you choose not to be a great football player, we gotta make you a man. We good with that? Today was not wonderful. But I'd be darned if I allow these kids to get out of here without something.
Prime time.
So, real quickly, guys, notice how the professor used the word entitled, right? This was what Deion was talking about in that first video that I played at the beginning of the show. And the second one that I played as well, also of him talking about message to the NCAA, and how he was saying the difference between NILs and collectives, right? Collectives mean a salary being paid to the student athlete, and the NIL is the student athlete proving and themselves on the court or the field, and a company willfully investing into that student athlete, and they get paid their money, like in endorsement deals. Well, you're seeing the effects of collectives to where you're getting reports from professors now talking about student athletes are not present in class and actually being disruptive in class. And he's talking specifically about the football team who's receiving collective payments. If you think SMU is paying $3,000, which they are, a month to their football and basketball players, you better believe that Colorado, they probably get paid $5, $6, $7 grand a month. Easily, because of the fact that Colorado brings in more revenue from football than SMU does. Does that make some sense? So let's keep listening, guys. Let's keep listening. Here we go.
Has every right to be as cocky as he wants to be. Primetime Deion Sanders is the greatest cornerback in the history of football. No one will dispute that. He was an All-American in college. He won on that level. He won on a professional level, not one, but 2 Super Bowl titles. And as flashy as he was, as much as he flossed, he backed it up every single place he went. Whether that was the Atlanta Falcons, whether that was the San Francisco 49ers, whether that was the Dallas Cowboys. Tail end of his career, and we're not talking about that.
The key thing there, guys, is he's talking about how Deion backed up. He backed up the talk. He backed it up. No matter what he played at, whether it's at Florida State and in the NFL. There was no entitlement when it comes to the greatest, I believe the greatest football player the NFL has ever seen. I believe Deion Sanders is the greatest football player the NFL has ever seen. As far as a total player, right? Now, the greatest player of all time is Tom Brady. Let's just stop. But the greatest physical player of all time is Deion Sanders, because you had to see him on first down, second down, third down, and on fourth down. You had to see him 4 downs. 4 downs. So, the key word there is entitlement, guys. Entitlement. I'm stopping right there for him. Now, the greatest coach of all time. You know his name. His name is Nick Saban. Nick Saban came out, and he spoke as well also. He got asked to come on Capitol Hill to talk about NIL deals, right? NIL deals. And it's not so much the NIL deals, guys. It's more so the collective deals that they have smuggled under an NIL umbrella. That makes some sense, guys? So let's see what he has to say. He was asked by both Democrats and Republicans to come up here and talk about it. And I want you to hear the words of the greatest coach of all time, Nick Saban, concerning
so I think
NILs.
Augurs well for us to be able to come together and actually pass legislation to address the challenges here. Why don't I start off with just posing a general question. Everyone around this table are experts in different aspects of college athletics. What do you see right now as the biggest challenges with the current Wild West? Many have said that the status quo threatens the long-term or even medium and short-term viability of college athletics. Is that true? If so, why? What are the challenges that you're facing right now? And I'll open that up to anyone who feels inspired.
I'd like to ask, you have 2 people, I think, on the front line, Mr. Byrne and my dear friend Nick Saban. But what has done, we call it student athletes. What has it done to the student part of the athlete? What's the chances of them graduating? What's the chance of them transferring their credits as they look at the portals and jump? What's the purpose of collectives that basically are out there and not in contact with Not coordinating.
I love that Senator Manchin talked about collectives. He's talking about collectives, guys. Again, not NIL deals. The NIL structure is great. It's the collective portion of that's under that is the problem. I love that he said that. Let's keep going.
Coordinating with the schools, all the things that we think, I truly believe it's going to destroy the student athlete as we have known it. But on the other hand, I think there could be a balance. So
Okay,
I'd love
balance,
to hear
okay,
from
okay.
Coach
Let's
and
see.
from Mr. Byrne. Basically on the front lines, you've gone through it. So how do y'all look at it? Nick, what do you think, buddy?
But basically, I always did what I did as a coach.
Turn your microphone, brother.
People be more successful in life. So you're trying to develop value-based system, just like a value-based business.
Value.
That would create opportunities for young people to be more successful.
Correct.
So this started with personal development. It started with academic support to make sure guys graduated and prepared themselves for when they couldn't play football.
Yeah.
And also the whole concept of branding and making sure you had an image out there that was going to be something that would be enhance your chances of being successful and create opportunities for your future.
Yeah.
And see if you can develop a career as a football player.
Yeah.
Now, what we've done between freedom to transfer and creating a free agency system where
Okay.
guys can transfer whenever they want to transfer.
Okay.
And the whole idea that we've created a pay-for-play sort of model in college athletics have created some issues in being able to actually have a program and a system that would enhance those very values that I just talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how does this even impact other sports relative to Title IX, relative to non-revenue sports? And how do we continue to create some kind of a model moving forward where we do improve the quality of life of the student athlete,
Sure.
but create some kind of a balance in terms of competitive balance, which all venues have some guidelines and rules that create some kind of competitive balance, which right now we don't have in college athletics. It's whoever wants to pay the most money, raise the most money, buy the most players is going to have the best opportunity to win. I don't think that's the spirit of college athletics. I don't think it's ever been the spirit of what we want college athletics to be. So
now a lot of people have kind of went at Coach Saban about this, guys, because and it was really Shannon Sharp went after him, and it's all in respect, and also Chad Ochocinco. They talked about how whenever the NIL scenario began to unfold, it evened the playing field for college football, because for a long period of time, Alabama was really an NFL team at the college level. It was a factory. That's why he's the greatest coach of all time, Nick Saban. And so what happened is they said that he began to talk about that, and he kind of took a little shot at Coach Prime too, when Coach Prime was at JSU, when Coach Prime landed Travis Hunter, right? And so they ironed it out, but I thought that this would be cool because now Coach Saban is retired, right? And so now he's talking about this outside of being a coach, right? So there's no benefit for him to say anything about this at all. This is more for, as he said before, up front sports should be a valued proposition type of scenario, which I learned a lot from playing basketball. A lot of life skills that he's saying by actually having this collective situation in place, this free agent thing in place, not opposed to NIL deals. He said that he's not opposed to that. It has kind of developed a wild west who could pay most. And okay, no problem. Hey, baby, get the bag. But he's saying, how can we balance that, right? To where we can get the bag, but also don't take away the competitive nature out of recruiting and the sport, right? Because as we saw when it came to Coach Prime and what the professor said concerning the football players at Colorado, it was a self-entitlement mentality going on with players, which is exactly what Coach Prime was talking about, hey, how is the NCAA, if they're going to allow for this system to be in place, which is cool, how are they going to help to position these student athletes to have the tools in place to be able to manage this newfound wealth? Because success can crush you if you're not ready for it. Now let's keep going with Coach Saban. Here we go.
That's my major concern, the combination of pay for play, free agency, and how that impacts development.
Sure.
And I can attest that I've had 2 NFL coaches tell me, and this is a football deal because they're concerned about the football part, that the players come to them less developed,
Wow.
with more entitlements,
Wow.
and less resiliency to overcome adversity. And
Whoa. He said that 2 NFL coaches have came to them and said that post this collective / NIL scenario, really the collective portion, guys. I got to say it like that. I'm sorry, guys, to be repetitive. He said that 2 NFL coaches have said that players have come to the NFL less developed and with less tenacity to be great. Oh, my word. Let's keep going, guys.
And these are concerns that they have even in their football development. Well, if
Wow.
that's true in their football development, is that true in other parts of their development, whether it's academics or personal development? And each time you transfer, you minimize your chances of graduating by probably about 20%. Now
Correct.
we have guys transferring 2 or 3 times.
Correct.
So some of the goals and objectives of what we've worked so hard for the last 20 years to improve graduation rate, to
Correct.
improve health care for players, to
Correct.
have mental health care for players.
Correct.
All the things that we work so hard to improve on,
Correct.
we're going to start seeing slide in the wrong direction.
Correct.
Because we've created an environment that really does not promote personal development or that is going to create success for their future.
I can agree with that, guys, man. It's what Coach Saban is literally saying is, and I'm gonna give you an example of someone actually in the field doing this, but in a different arena. And I think he'll be okay with me saying his name because he's very vocal about it and he's doing a good job at it as well. So what Coach Saban is saying that he's actually had 2 NFL coaches come to him saying that, hey, when players are leaving the collegiate arena and coming to the NFL, they came to the NFL less developed, right? And with less tenacity to be great. Good God. Now, I'll give you an example. This is because of the lack of wisdom or self-development when it comes to these student athletes. Again, not opposed to getting the bag, get the bag, but with success, there has to be coupled with that business skills. Give you an example. A friend of mine, his name is Mitch, banker in Texas. He regularly makes trips to the elementary schools and also holds some type of seminars as well. Also, and he welcomes out young men to come out there, teaching the basis of banking, how to open a checking account, debits and credits as well, how to tie a tie, how to buy a suit. Those are life skills. I say at a young age. So as they're growing and growing and growing, they're learning and growing in self-development, right, guys? So they can walk into society, walk into a college, knowing how to open a checking account, knowing how to read a statement when it comes to the bank. No difference between debits and credits. How to build your credit, how to tie a tie, how to buy a suit, how to do all this stuff. What Coach Saban is saying is that type of life training is not happening in the environment of the collegiate environment when it comes to these NIL deals. Not so much that, the collective deals within the NIL deals. And I agree with them as well because of the fact that if you have success without business skills, it's going to crush you. You actually have football players in high school that already have NIL deals. Great for them. Get that bag. But hey, parents, what are we doing, right? To prepare them for this new level of success. That is, there's levels to this. That's real. There's levels to this. And they're going into an environment, whether you're going to USC, Colorado, Alabama, Auburn, the big places, right? Even some D2 schools or D1 AA schools. They're kidding. North Dakota State, South Dakota State. they're killing it as well. Having someone to walk with you, to teach you life skills while you're getting the bag. You need that. And the right wise counsel. Now, guys, so shout out to my man Mitch, man, and keep doing what you're doing, big dog. Now, this surprised me, guys. Tyreek Hill actually has Tyreek Hill plays for I think he's the best receiver in the league. Tyreek Hill, he's definitely the fastest. They call him the Cheetah. He plays for the Miami Dolphins, and he actually has a podcast. And he brought in Bijan Robinson, he played for the University of Texas, right? Also in Texas, awesome. Went, I think, top 5 in the draft. Now he's starting running back for the Atlanta Falcons. They're saying that the NIL is not working. These are NFL football players said that the NIL is not working. Let's see what's going on, guys. Here we go.
Crazy though, because like I know me and Tariq talked about the NIL deals. I'm an attorney, right? So I look at it like whenever legislation goes back and they make something legal, to me it's like, all right, who got caught that y'all don't want us to know about? And so what you're gonna do is go ahead and get ahead of it. And change everything to make accepting gifts or accepting money or NIL. And you come up with the name, image, and likeness deals. So the players can actually accept it without any consequence. You personally ask me, I don't think it was to benefit the players. I don't. I think it was protect those donors.
But hold on, how should protect the donors? Because of the fact that the donors just set up collectives. They set up collectives to be able to scoot around that. This incentivizes donors to give more money, to come out of the closet. I disagree with that. He's an attorney, but I disagree with that type of structure. But let's keep listening to what he has to say. Here we go.
We got to protect them. We got to protect the bag. You know, those kids haven't made it yet, but we got to protect those people with the big banks so nothing comes about it.
I mean, the NIL deals, they cool or whatever, but I think it should also be like, you know, I think it should also be a cap. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfucking sophomore quarterbacks in high school getting like $10 million now.
It's correct.
It's correct. I know if I was a quarterback and I got that much money at $10 million, man, I ain't no telling what I'd be doing, man. So I feel like every athlete should be capped out, almost like the G League. You feel me? When those guys are in high school and they skip college and go to the G League, and it's like a cap. That's how it should be, man.
Wow.
Like you giving a young kid that much money, depending on him to be trustworthy with that money. And Lord knows what he's gonna do with it. Now I don't know if they get it all up front or however it works itself out, but I still think it's not a smart decision because you know like, then the egos get involved and then you got this player with much more stuff than this player. Then it's come on, bro. Like now it's not about football. Like we actually want these kids to enjoy the college experience. You feel me?
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
Not turn into mini rappers.
That's what I'm saying. And like for me, I think it's like, you know, I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh, like NIL is bad, because I mean it was a blessing for me.
Okay.
And I think it's just who the kids are and what kid you give what to.
There we go.
And for me, like I just looked at all that stuff as just, I mean, external stuff. Like it's all material things to me. And you know, I mean, I got a Lamborghini. There's so many deals that I got in my time in college.
Wow.
That were obviously a blessing, but I try to do like NIL the right way. Like I didn't want no donor fund or none of that. Like I was like, I'll earn these deals or earn what I can earn.
Well, Bijan Robinson is saying that he turned down the collective. My man. He said he wanted to earn that value, and he earned it, and he got a Lamborghini and then some. My man. Okay. Values. Here we go.
Off of my performance and what I do on the field. And then, I mean, everything took care of itself on that aspect. Like, you know, just even, you know, starting the mustard company. Like,
wow.
You know, I wanted to do things that could change how college football is or change how the athlete's perspective of making money is at that level. So, I mean, now these kids are just, these seniors in high school are just wanting to go to school because they want to make $1 million, $2 million, $3 million off the bat. And I'm like, bro, you don't realize that can change your mindset immediately.
Boy,
and
immediately.
Your love for the game is gone.
Ooh,
like, and you don't even realize it.
You actually own to something right
yes,
now.
Yes, he is.
Like the way you just said it, like you wanted to do a performance-based, NIL deal, like which I think is fair, because a lot of contracts in the NFL are performance-based. A lot of these guys,
who
are trying to make teams, or veteran guys who are trying to stay on the team, a lot of their contracts are performance-based, so that. I feel like that is what keeps those guys hungry. If those guys want to keep their job, and if those guys want to continue to get paid the way they want to get paid, then they got to perform. And I feel like you brought up a great point. That's how an NIL deal should be. If you want to come to Texas, you got to throw for this amount of yards, and if you win the Heisman, you get this and this.
Incentive based, okay.
That's how it should be. Boom, NIL figured out.
No, for real, like,
y'all just did their job for them.
Yeah, because I'm like you, and then on top of that, like, if a kid doesn't get what he wants to earn or what he's trying to get, then you can transfer. I'm like, you can leave the school.
Yes, you can,
and try to get something
else
from a different school, and then it's like all those relationships that you built, like, they're gone. And I'm like,
they don't care about that. They care about that moolah.
I know what that money.
Those collectives, boy.
I like college football is just like, I want the change, but hopefully they can figure out something where, like, they.
So guys, man, I love what they were talking about. Those are active. That was an attorney, right? The first guy was talking, and 2 active stars in the NFL, and one guy actually said, Bijan Robinson, the one that was talking. He said that he turned down a collective deal, and he wanted to do just a strictly NIL deal. He said, I want to earn that, because he understood and knew, because someone taught him, if I accept this little hit on a monthly basis, man, I am not going to want to play football. So that is why he was. Did he not? He didn't win. I don't think he won the Heisman that year, but he came second or third in Heisman voting, and went top 5 in the NFL draft. He understood what was going to drive him. Now, here is my reaction, guys, real quickly. I like the incentive base. Let me say this up front. I am for NIL deals. Let me say it again for the folk in the back row. I am for NIL deals. Hey, college players, go get that bag. Go get it. What I am against is collectives or stipends being paid on a monthly basis to these players, right? But I understand how a lot of these players may need that cash, because of the fact that they're coming from a place to where they're financially strapped, right? Now, I disagree with the attorney that was on that last video. They said that this is to hide the boosters. No, if this is hiding boosters, this is a terrible job of hiding boosters. They out and about, baby. They're dropping bombs. They're dropping a whole bunch of money. They're killing the game. I know of some college players, of some high school players right now that I actually have NIL deals in high school right now, and they have agents right now in high school. That is crazy town, guys. Crazy town. So, what's the counter move for your partner, man? What's the counter move? Always say, peep it and sweep it and keep it, guys. Real simple. I'm going to get the solution in this manner. Here we go. Peep it. Examine the current situation. Let's look at it real quickly. You have the NIL situation, right? Name, image, and likeness, right? An incentive-based scenario. And you have the collective, which is a stipend or salary-based scenario underneath the NIL. What I would do, guys, is option number 1 is, if you are a bona fide superstar, I would make NIL deals incentive-based, as Bijan Washington was talking about. Incentive-based to go out and earn it, right? And then put incentives in there of, okay, if you get this amount of yards, you get this bonus. If you, and it could be per game, bonuses per game, to where you can make your money. Now, you maybe say, Dale, some folk are not going to be able to do that because they're on the bench or they are not playing as much snaps. I agree with you 1,000%. Those you can pay a little bit of a stipend, but make their incentives a lot less, so they can make more money themselves. By putting incentives in place within the deal, guys, you can couple a collective scenario, right, with a low stipend to the point to where, like for instance, like $1,000 a month. Now, okay, $1,000 a month. I don't know about you. That's not a lot of money in college. That can go quicker, specifically with inflation being so rampant right now. So with an incentive-based type of scenario with N.I.L, coupled with a potentially, and then you can choose a low stipend, what they will do is that will incentivize the player to perform at a higher level so that you can begin to develop their life skills and business skills as well also. I know for me, when I played basketball, I learned a lot of life skills playing basketball from elementary, middle school, high school, and also in college. I learned so much about life, structure, discipline. If what's happening is with these collective deals paying 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand, 10 grand a month, what's the incentive for the player to even come out and play? They're getting 10 racks. So let's say if they go to a Alabama, they're making $10,000 a month, and it's for the entire year. What is that? What is that? 8 months out of the year? It's 80 grand you've made, and you ain't did nothing. And then you can leave and go somewhere else. What's the incentive? By having an incentive in place, an NIL in place, coupled with a option of a lower stipend or collective amount, you can incentivize the player to come in and develop themselves from a personal standpoint, and also they can excel on the field and in the classroom. It divorces them. It gives them the opportunity to divorce themselves from a entitlement mentality, right? So that's the strategy moving forward. You restructure the NIL to where you keep that in place, incentive based, right? But then you have a lower stipend on a monthly basis, right? As an option, because B. John Robinson didn't take his. He wanted to earn it. So you give the option to the players. But either way it goes, both options forces the player to make a commitment to excel not only in the classroom, but also on the field. You can even have some type of incentives when it comes to the classroom so that they're focused in the classroom too. I don't know about you guys. Whenever I would get A's, man, and I can get like some money from my parents, bro. Say, you know what, you get for every A you get $5. I'm working my ass off to get them A's. Why? What, 5A? That's $25. I'm trying to get that bread, bro. A B, $2, okay. $2, no problem. But I'm shooting for that A. Incentives to get you in the mentality to be the best, if that makes some sense, guys. That's what I would do there, guys. And number 3 is I would say the solution is, I would say the reason why this is so important, guys, is this again develops a generational mentality within the student athlete, to where they have an incentive to excel on the field, on the court, and in the classroom, and they have a stipend if they need it. But the stipend is not so much to where they can just say, I'm gonna sit back and chill. No, sir. $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever it may be, guys, and say, hey, man, that's $2,000 a month. But hey, you have the chance, man, with the classroom incentives, and also the on the court of field incentives, man. You can make this month, bro, 25, 30 grand. What? Yes, sir. Let's get it. And then you can work with the boosters to where you can say, okay, for the best player on special teams, you get a car at the end of the year. What? Oh man, a car. At the University of Houston, a booster just bought all the players on the football team a truck. Like, why? Thank you for the gift, but damn, what, did they earn it? Don't know. And NFL coaches are saying that players are coming into the league with less tenacity and less development. You got a problem there. And it's a wisdom problem. That's what it is. It's a wisdom problem. But man, guys, what do you think, guys, man? Give me your thoughts, bro. Does it make sense? Am I off base? I thought this would be kind of a hot topic, but good topic because it deals with life skills. I've been successful not only in life and business by God's grace, because of the life skills, the wisdom that I've been taught through toils and through someone telling me how to do it. Right? And if you have the blessing of being able to go to a major college football or basketball or track team institution or even Division II, even Division III, guys, and get that counsel, go get it, man. Go get it, man. So, man, guys, every Friday, man, again, give me your thoughts, guys. Let me know, guys. Comment below if it makes sense. If not, let me know as well. Also, every Friday, guys, we actually have Real Estate Friday. Me and Cliff, guys, we get it in. We talk about it. We talk about the current market analysis in the real estate, right? We give a commentary on it, and then we give you a strategy that you can implement today to make 5, 10, 20 grand on a monthly basis, guys, in 1 month. It's real simple, and it's in real estate investing, guys, which is pretty cool. Also, guys, we have a sponsor, American Rounds, guys. It's the first AI-powered ammo vending machine, guys, that's in your grocery store. So while you're actually shopping for the groceries, you can buy your ammo at the exact same time, guys. And it's safe and secure because there's a minimum age amount for you to actually acquire the ammo, guys. Man, the new sponsor, full disclosure, I am an owner in this company as I invested in this company, guys. So, hey, they are sponsored. Let's see what they got to talk about.
The CEO of American Rounds. We are in Pell City, Alabama at Fresh Value grocery store installing the first ever automated retail machine for ammunition. The stores were really the inspiration for it. I mean, they knew their customer base and they came to us and thought this would be a really good opportunity for their customer base. There's a lot of hunting community here in Pell City and thought that their customers would love an opportunity to be able to buy ammunition here at the store.
We're super excited to offer, what we think is the first ammo kiosk. We're always looking for ways to give our customer another reason to come visit our stores. Anything that we can do to help them make their shopping trips easier based on the feedback that we've gotten just from customers today. They are so excited about us having the ammo kiosk.
We're getting ammo! One of the ways we're changing the landscape of ammunition sales is to make it more available. Being able to move into a place like a grocery store, supermarket makes it a lot more available to the public. But we're taking a different approach to it. Traditionally, ammunition is sold at outdoor type stores, your sporting goods stores, and it just sits on a shelf. It's very accessible. Because of that, there's a high rate of theft. But with our machines, as you can see here, we have a very secure automated retail machine. We're able to age verify. We scan a driver's license. It then takes 360 facial recognition for the purchase and matches it to the ID. So the machines really provide an opportunity for safe, affordable, and available ammunition sales.
There is no doubt that foot traffic will increase based on the feedback that we've gotten. And again, we're super excited not only to have it here, but in other locations in Fresh Value as well.
We're really excited about where we're going. We are going to continue to expand here in Alabama. We have a machine slated to go into Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas. So over the next year, we're looking forward to, seeing these roll out all throughout the South and the Southeast.
What's up, guys? That's American Rounds. Again, American Rounds. Follow them on every social media platform, guys. You can go to AmericanRounds.com as well, also to see where a kiosk is located in your city, in your region, guys. Man, it is blowing up, guys. Man, it is. We expect to have about 1,000 to 2,000 machines in the next 36 months, guys. It's just blowing up like crazy. So, guys, man, American Rounds, man, American Rounds. But, guys, man, thank you so much for your time, guys. God bless you. See you tomorrow, guys, for Real Estate Friday Live, guys. That one's going to be really good as well, guys. We'll be talking about inflation. And we're going to talk about also housing income versus the 40-year rental rates. Man, that's going to be a great discussion, guys. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I end it every single week, guys. Before you leave, while you can, take that damn picture, guys, and give it to your mom and them, guys, and holler at your partner. All right, guys. See you next week, guys. Peace.